Hey, this is Randy Brown, and welcome to part one of my series on working with men, exposing their secret lives, addictions, and basically not wanting to put everything on the table because it's time to toughen up and get everything on the table and quit living in a house of cards. A house of cards is meant to fall to the ground at some point eventually. And too many of us as men are living and putting worlds together that resemble a house of cards. It's just a matter of time until we're going to be really disappointed. I'm a transformational speaker and a coach for men. I work with accomplished, driven men from ages 40 to 60 who are finding their life unfulfilled, aimless, without purpose. And I know why, because I was there. A former college basketball coach who threw all that away because of living a secret life and wearing a mask half the time. It's got a shelf life that's going to run out. And if anything that I've said so far in the last minute resonate to you, then you need to listen to this entire first part where I'm going to talk about uncomfortable and comfortable and what that means. Uncomfortable is what people do at Starbucks when they pull up and they don't want to get their fragile self out of their car and actually walk 17 steps to the front door, open the door and get their coffee and walk those precious steps back to their car. That's somebody that wants to be comfortable. Now, I could give you a million examples, but I often almost kiddingly say that McDonald's franchise is to blame for our country's fascination with convenience and being comfortable. When they opened their first drive-through, and when the first drive-through was open, people realized that there was an easier way to get food, and actually an easier way today to get food that isn't good for you. And we know what our world's like today, right? I mean, how many convenience stores do we need? They're on every corner. Why are they called convenience stores? Well, because they're easier. It's more comfortable not to go to the big box grocery store and get what we really need. Let's go in and pay higher prices for things that we can get in less than 4 minutes and get back in our car. It's crazy. But how does this manifest itself into your life as a man? I'm not saying that it's all going to ruin your life, but I know that the pursuit of comfort and ignoring really the benefits of being uncomfortable won't pay off for you. It is incredible how much being uncomfortable and not taking the easy way out in life, in relationships, in your work, just in your personal pursuits, how much being uncomfortable helps you grow in character and in resilience. You know, life's not easy. It's supposed to be difficult. Nobody promised you a rose garden, as the song from 1970 says. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. Nobody did. Why then, when things go against our way or against our favor, do we just totally turn into a 3-year-old and just snap, whether it's slow traffic, whether it's a meal was not cooked to perfection the way we wanted it? It could be 1,000 different things. Being uncomfortable is an absolute prerequisite for living a life that's a little bit easier. And there's nothing wrong with that. But to avoid conflict, you know how many people just work harder than anything they do in their entire life to avoid conflict? They're passive aggressive and they don't want to go face to face with someone for a myriad of reasons. When in fact, that's going to help you grow and become tougher and become more of a man and have more resilience. And that's needed for everything in life. Having been a coach my entire life, it's easy for me to say and to speak with people about how important it is to be uncomfortable. Imagine a high-level player from anywhere in this country coming into a university with all the accolades and back patters that are known to man. And this young man or young lady has been told they were the best their whole life in playing basketball. And a lot of times, they didn't get put through difficult situations. A lot of times, high school coaches don't coach and get on and be direct with their best player. They're afraid to. That player gets to the university and a whole new world starts. And that's of people being better than they are, tougher than they are, more resilient than they are, more responsible than they are. And all of a sudden, all that great talent that helped that young prep athlete score 30 a game doesn't mean boo on that practice floor for 2.5 hours, where they are running in one practice session more than they've run their entire basketball career in some cases. Now, the practice becomes difficult, and fatigue makes cowards of us all. And it's hard to execute, and it's hard to maintain positive habits and good skill level when you're fatigued. When your mind is muddled with coaches on my ass about doing this, and my teammates are trying to tell me this, and I didn't know it was going to be this hard. And what they do is they ignore the path of uncomfortable to stay comfortable. Do you know what staying comfortable does? It keeps you on the bench, where eventually you're going to get uncomfortable. There's no way around this. Life was not designed for comfort. Life was designed for tragedy, for adversity, for difficulty, for weakness, for people rightly or wrongly getting all over you, for your performance or something you said. We need some thin skin in this life. And the only way you do that is put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Those of you who have tried playing golf for the first time, those of you who have played golf every day of your life for 30, 40, 50 years, you know how uncomfortable golf can be. Golf was made to be uncomfortable. But if you can fight through it and have some resilience and learn the game and learn how to hit the shots you need to hit, golf can become pretty enjoyable and comfortable most of the time. But it could be golf, it could be being a great prep athlete, it could be the principal of a school, it could be just about anything. If life isn't comfortable, why would the goal be to live a life that you can never reach? It's ludicrous. And I see people who are so soft and so coddled and so entitled that when one thing goes against the way they wanted life to be, they crumble. They can't handle it. It could be the prep athlete, but it could be a leader in a community. So I want to ask you a couple questions as we wrap this up. When do you get uncomfortable? Why do you want to stay uncomfortable? And can you see how a level of comfort can be accomplished, but only through the trial and error of Almighty Life, who is going to take you through hell every single day? I know that I'm making changes in the way I eat, in the way I take care of my body, and my exercise. And to know I'm going to go out and walk just 20 minutes a day sometimes seems uncomfortable for me. Big flippin' deal. Be uncomfortable. Go out and walk. You'll feel great when you're done. Not to eat 3 servings, but eat maybe 1/2 of 1 serving is going to be an unbelievable benefit for me and my health. It's worth that uncomfortableness. I love walking by the cars that are in the line at Starbucks just to go get my coffee in about 2 minutes and then walk back right through that same person. It's not that I don't dislike the people that are lazy that are at Starbucks, but I'd love to have them see an example of how easy it is to go get a coffee. And maybe that uncomfortableness will help them grow. So, how do you handle being uncomfortable? How do you handle being comfortable? And then lastly, I work with men on all kinds of issues, but mainly those who are living a secret life. And there are things they've never told anybody in their life. I am one who has built a very safe and comfortable community around this passion and this message I have. If you would like to grab me for 30 minutes on the phone, I would love to offer you a complimentary phone call where we could get together and visit. And then I offer a intensive 3-month coaching program where we get down to brass tacks and we see what kind of life you're building. Is it a house of cards, or is it one that's stable, built in integrity, that's going to last for the ages? Would love to hear from you. Would love to jump on a call. It's easy to do, complimentary call, and let's see where we can go. Sometimes in life we need a person who we don't know great initially to spill all the beans. And if so, I'm made for that. And I'd love to hear from you and have a call and see if we can't turn your life into the one that you didn't even imagine that you could have. Again, Randy Brown, thanks for your time. This is the first of 5 on getting to men and digging into their lives and talking about the mask that they wear or don't wear. And I'm really excited about the next 4. So we will see you real soon for the second episode. Thank you.